John, a 45-year-old man, had been living with diabetes for many years. Despite following a strict diet and taking his medication regularly, his blood sugar levels remained unpredictable. During a routine checkup, his doctor shared a crucial piece of information. Chronic stress can cause your body to produce excessive cortisol, which raises blood sugar levels and makes it harder to manage diabetes. John listened attentively as the doctor pointed to a chart illustrating fluctuations in blood sugar on the screen. The explanation was clear and direct, but it was also something John hadn't considered before. The doctor continued, "Meditation is an effective way to reduce stress and support your treatment. It helps you relax, improves blood circulation, and minimizes the impact of cortisol on your body." For the first time, John began to understand the significant role stress played in his health. He had always focused on the physical aspects of managing diabetes, like diet and medication, but now he realized that his mental and emotional well-being were just as important. As he left the clinic, John felt a sense of curiosity and determination. He decided to explore meditation as part of his health journey, hoping that managing his stress could bring the balance he had been seeking for years. One quiet morning, John decided to try the meditation exercise his doctor had suggested. He chose a small corner in his living room, lit a candle, and sat cross-legged on a soft cushion. Natural light streamed through the large window, illuminating the warm and peaceful space. Closing his eyes, John began to focus on his breathing. At first, his mind was filled with thoughts about work and family. The worries and unfinished tasks seemed endless. However, little by little, he learned to let those thoughts pass, like clouds drifting across the sky. The rhythmic sound of his breath became his anchor, drawing him back to the present moment each time his mind wandered. With each inhale, he felt calmness entering his body, and with each exhale, he imagined stress leaving him. After 10 minutes, John opened his eyes and felt an unfamiliar but wonderful sense of lightness. It was as if the weight of his worries had lifted, even if only slightly. He smiled to himself and thought, "Just a few minutes each day can make such a big difference to my health." In that moment, John realized that this small practice could be the start of something transformative, not only for his physical health but for his mental well-being as well. One weekend, John decided to take his meditation practice outdoors. He went to a park near his home, looking for a quiet spot to connect with nature. After a short walk, he found a wooden bench beneath the shade of a tall tree, positioned perfectly near a gentle stream. The setting felt serene and inviting, just what he needed. Sitting cross-legged on the bench, John closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He focused on the symphony of natural sounds around him. The soft babbling of the stream, as it flowed over smooth rocks, the cheerful chirping of birds hidden among the trees, and the gentle rustling of leaves as a breeze moved through the park. Each sound seemed to wrap him in a comforting embrace, pulling him closer to the present moment. As he meditated, John began to imagine the stream carrying away all his stress and worries. He visualized his anxiety flowing downstream, disappearing into the distance. The process felt almost therapeutic, as if nature itself was helping him release his burdens. The warmth of the sunlight filtering through the tree leaves touched his skin, grounding him further. He allowed himself to simply exist in that moment, feeling the connection between his breath and the world around him. The sensation was profoundly calming, something he hadn't experienced in a long time. After 15 minutes, John slowly opened his eyes. The world seemed brighter, the colors of the trees and flowers more vivid. He felt lighter, both physically and mentally, as if he had hit a reset button. John smiled to himself, realizing how much these few moments in nature had helped him regain a sense of balance. He promised to make outdoor meditation a regular part of his routine, knowing that the combination of mindfulness and the healing power of nature had given him a new perspective on managing his stress. As he stood up and took one last look at the serene park, John felt a deep sense of gratitude. It was a reminder that sometimes all it takes is a quiet moment in nature to restore peace within. Before having dinner one evening, John decided to try a short meditation exercise he had recently learned. He wanted to see if it could help him feel more connected to his meal and improve his overall eating experience. Sitting at the dining table, John placed his hands gently on his knees and closed his eyes. He took a deep breath in through his nose, feeling the air fill his lungs, and exhaled slowly through his mouth. With each breath, he focused on the sensation of calmness spreading through his body, allowing himself to let go of the day's stress. At first, His mind wandered to the tasks he had yet to complete and the challenges of the day. But instead of resisting those thoughts, he acknowledged them and gently brought his focus back to his breath. Each inhale became a moment of renewal, and each exhale was a release of tension. After a few minutes, John opened his eyes and looked at the meal in front of him. The plate of fresh vegetables, a portion of grilled fish, and a glass of water suddenly seemed more vibrant. For the first time in a long while, he felt a deep sense of gratitude for the nourishment before him. As he began eating, John noticed something different. He was eating more slowly, savoring each bite. The flavors of the vegetables and the fish seemed richer, and the simple act of drinking water felt more refreshing. Unlike before, when he would rush through meals, he was now fully present with each moment. John realized that taking just a few minutes to meditate before eating had transformed his relationship with food. It wasn't just about fueling his body anymore. It was about appreciating the process and honoring the nourishment his meal provided. This practice became more than just a tool for mindfulness. It became a ritual that reminded him of the importance of slowing down and being present. As he finished his meal, John felt not only physically satisfied but also mentally refreshed, knowing that this small act of mindfulness could have a lasting impact on his well-being. After a few months of practicing meditation, John noticed remarkable improvements in his overall health. He felt less stressed, his blood sugar levels were more stable, and his mind was lighter and clearer. Meditation had become an essential part of his daily routine, helping him manage not only his diabetes, but also his emotional well-being. One day, John was invited to speak at a local community center to share his experience. As he stood in front of a small but attentive audience, he began by describing his struggles with diabetes and stress. "Living with diabetes has always been a challenge," John started. "For years, I focused only on medication and diet, but my stress levels kept sabotaging my progress. Then I discovered meditation, and everything began to change." He explained how meditation had helped him reframe his approach to managing his condition. By dedicating just a few minutes a day to mindfulness, John found that his body responded more positively to treatment, and his outlook on life improved significantly. "Meditation has changed the way I live," he told the group, his voice filled with sincerity. "It's not just about managing diabetes. It's about finding peace and happiness in everyday life, even during challenging times." John went on to describe how he started small, meditating for just 5 minutes each day. Over time, this simple practice evolved into a transformative habit that not only reduced his stress but also deepened his appreciation for the present moment. As he concluded, John encouraged the audience to give meditation a try. "Even if you start with just 5 minutes a day, it can make a world of difference," he said with a warm smile. "It's not about perfection, it's about progress." The room was filled with a sense of inspiration and hope. Many attendees nodded in agreement, and some even jotted down notes, eager to start their own journey into mindfulness. John stepped down from the podium with a sense of fulfillment. He realized that by sharing his story, he wasn't just helping others, he was also reinforcing his own commitment to living a balanced and mindful life. For him, meditation had become more than a practice. Thank you for taking the time to watch our content. We hope today's story has inspired you and provided valuable insights. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe to stay updated with more meaningful stories and insights. Feel free to leave a comment below to share your thoughts or your own experiences with meditation. We'd love to hear from you. Let's spread peace and positivity together. We deeply appreciate your support.